The Crowley Police Chief is under fire once again. A captain and a sergeant in his department have filed a federal lawsuit against him.
The officers claim Chief Jimmy Broussard retaliated against them after they cooperated in an investigation into the chief's alleged criminal conduct. News 10's Britt LaFaso explains.
The lawsuit says the issue started when the district attorney's office began investigating the police chief last year for several felony offenses. Back in February, Jimmy Broussard was arrested for malfeasance in office and obstruction of justice, but he kept his job as police chief. The two officers now filing suit against the chief says he's been retaliating against them ever since. Two officers with the Crowley Police Department, Sergeant Nicholas Penn and Captain Tammy Millette, are filing this lawsuit against Chief Jimmy Broussard, the police department, and the city. Penn and Millette say the issue started in April of 2020. A police sergeant reported an incident with another officer who allegedly slammed a suspect in handcuffs. The lawsuit says Chief Broussard ignored the report. A concerned corporal brought it to the attention of the DA. 5 months later, Penn and Millette, the defendants in this lawsuit, were subpoenaed by the DA in reference to the officer who allegedly slammed the suspect. Penn and Millette gave the DA evidence that Chief Broussard had additional repeated acts of criminal misconduct according to the lawsuit. They told the DA the chief tampered with and destroyed evidence to prevent investigations into police misconduct and had years of possible unreported criminal behavior. The next month, Millette says Chief Broussard told her he was being investigated for, quote, whatever you told the DA. The lawsuit claims Broussard then began targeting Millette and Penn, creating a hostile work environment for them, trying to get them to quit. Shortly after, according to the suit, Chief Broussard demoted both officers and created new restrictive policies that only the officers who spoke to the DA had to follow. Millette claims the chief then hired a person who she'd previously filed charges against for simple battery and stalking. In July of 2021, the lawsuit says another incident came up. Penn and Millette discovered another officer had kept evidence in his locker. They wrote up the officer and returned it to the evidence room. The lawsuit says the officer was not disciplined. Instead, Millette was once again demoted days later. In addition, Broussard filed charges against Millette for disrupting the chain of evidence. The defendants say Broussard's repeated actions unjustly punished them for cooperating in the investigation into the chief's criminal conduct. Now, I did reach out to Chief Broussard about this lawsuit. He told me he had no idea he was being sued. You can read the full lawsuit on our website at klfy.com. Britt LaFaso, KLFY News 10.